My name is Scott Gorsuch. I play guitar, drums, keyboards, mostly guitar though. I teach guitar and ukulele and vocals sometimes. I've had hundreds of students over the years. I've run into people at concerts and in music stores and in life in general, like grown people that are, hey, you used to be my guitar teacher. Like, what? Yeah, that's happened. The biggest influence on me, teacher-wise, was my high school choir / music theory teacher. Mainly my training is just doing it. I've learned a lot. I'm a much better teacher than I was in my 20s, and I've just learned a lot along the way. I do have a teaching philosophy. I started on drums before guitar even, and I still play drums, but like it's been said that in bands, a good drummer can make a bad band better or good, and that's true. But I always tell my students, everybody's a drummer. If you get 4 or 5 people together that are in a band and everybody is rhythmically really solid, that band's unstoppable. You can't rely on just the drummer to metronome the band along. So I eventually drag all my students at some point into a drum room and we have drone lessons. So I really emphasize just solid rhythmic life. My advice to a new student would be patient with yourself and forgive yourself if you make mistakes. I tell students that are looking to perform, don't make the mistake face. You can't go and give yourself that look. You can't give anybody else in the band that look, nor can they give you that look if you mess up. That's just forgive yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. And most of the time, I tell students, if you are playing for your family or at a club or anything, if you make a mistake and you don't make a mistake face, likely no one will know. My musical journey began right around the time I started high school. I told a girl I could play guitar over the summer and then thought, oh crap, I'm gonna have to learn to play guitar by the time school starts or I'm gonna look really stupid. The main thing that inspired me to keep going with music was writing music. It's still to this day the thing I like doing the most. I write kind of rock and roll music, some kind of jazz music, and most recently I've been trying to break into writing for like TV, film, game stuff, like orchestral music, because I really love classical music as well. That's one of my favorite things, to help students with songwriting. I once in a while teach songwriting classes, like a standalone class. It's my absolute favorite thing to do in the world, and I love to pass those secrets along. I am involved in our free ukulele classes that we do. I help with that. I am the sound man for our rock school performances. My other job is working at a studio cutting records. I've been a recording engineer for years too. And helping at the front counter once in a while. Helping fix stuff around the store. Oh, and I do all the repairs for Music Royale for the guitars as well. So, the hardest guitar repair, either a total refret, which I'm not scared of, but if it's a set neck like a Gibson, where the last part is over the body, those last frets are tricky. And if it's binding, that's tricky. Sometimes electrical problems where you're chasing down this thing and it's like an intermittent short somewhere in the electrical circuitry of the guitar. That can be vexing. My magnetic double neck is something that came to me. I had a guitar that was the shape of the larger guitar, if you've seen that, that I built years before without any idea of a double neck. And it was hanging on my wall, and I had a song of my own that had 6-string and 12-string in the same song. I'm like, man, I wonder. And I just got to staring at the guitar, like, if I just put a little guitar body in that one little curve, I could make it. And then I made a prototype, and it worked. And then I made some to settle, and it's been really cool. And I play mine a lot. It's really fun. They pull apart, they snap back together magnetically. The little one connects electrically as soon as they come together, so that's really cool. And it's a lot of fun. It's kind of got a showbiz wow factor. I've made them for, there's a guy in Canada that has one, there's a fella in Nashville that has one, there's a lady in town here that has one, and there's somebody else I'm forgetting. But yeah, I've made them for several people. My career advice for aspiring professional musicians would be, in this age of, you can Google anything on your Googler and find the answer to any question. There's a lot of people that sound like they know what they're talking about, that know about this and that, recording or nerdy gear specs or something like that. There's a lot of people that, it's easy to quote stuff, information you found, but at the end of the day, you have to work with other people, and being able to look people in the eye and be really friendly and be easy to get along with is worth its weight in gold. More than being the know-it-all that has all the answers, being the person that someone wants to work with is huge. To find my music online, you could go to either Bandcamp and search my name, put my name in there, Scott Gorsuch. That's the name of my own music. It's a long story. Or SoundCloud, again, just putting in my name. And I've got 4 albums out on both of those platforms, starting from the year 2000, my first CD, if you remember those, to 2020. My last one was a 12-inch album, right as COVID hit. That's my own music. I write all that stuff. I played everything on my first record. I'm writing the 5th record right now that I hope to have out this year. I play in a little trio called Number One Cat. It's kind of like cute retro music, like 50s, 60s pop and jazz. I play in another band that, despite its name, is not metal. It's Bloodthirsty Virgins, which is more like Morricone soundtrack meets Led Zeppelin. I don't know, it's like a moody spaghetti western rock. And I used to play in a band called Lollipop Factory years ago that was more like Queen meets Sabbath. And my own band's been going for 20 years, which is, again, it's just my name, Scott Gorsuch.